Here we have another beach resort area, El Molina, and it was fixed up the last few years. It's clean, it's nice. Not on the level of Wild Orchid and some of the other big hotels, but it is nice and very reasonably priced. Now we're on the main drag of Barrio Barreto. This is National Highway, one lane in each direction, but it is the National Highway. A lot of new restaurants and hotels, maybe on the level of a resort, popping up on either side of us. So there is development here, undoubtedly. It seems like whenever you come, there's something new that opened up or on its way to being constructed, which means obviously there are a lot of investors coming to this area. There are certain times of the year, like Holy Week, that if you made this drive, it would just be bumper to bumper. From here, it would take who knows how long, maybe 2 hours to get back to Subic. Now without the traffic, it's going to take at the most 12 to 15 minutes. But it's only one lane each way, so when there are a lot of people coming in or leaving, holiday time, you're really going to be in for a long wait. We're driving past the Driftwood, which is more of a beach that locals go to. Although, of course, they'd be happy to see foreigners as well. The old saying, money talks. If you have the money, you're welcome almost anywhere and everywhere. But beaches like the Driftwood are not expensive at all. They don't have an awful lot of amenities, but you can have a very decent time or decent day. And if there are a lot of people in your party where you would have to pay per head, these smaller beaches, well, not smaller in terms of size, but these less fancy beaches are really a good value for the money. You would have to rough it a little bit, but not much. They have shelters you could rent, and usually they're quite full. People come with their families, their co-workers, and they will really spend from all hours, from morning till night, partying, eating, drinking, having a good time. So a group of people may come together to the beach, arriving at 8 a.m. and at 9:30 p.m. they'll still be there with the party going strong. So when you think about it, it's not a bad day's entertainment. for a family, an office crew, and something like that. You see the blue Jeeps on either side of the road, and those go all the way up to Subic City, I believe. He has a blue Jeep. They're usually quite full, and they originate near the Victory Liner terminal. So if you make the complete ride from beginning to end, the fare will be much higher than it would be for a ride from one place to another within Olongapo. But of course you are traveling much, much further. From Olongapo, where the ride originates, the blue Jeep, till the end of the line is quite a distance, and I think it will run you about 17 pesos, which is about 35 cents. So jeepneys are an economical way to travel. They're convenient, but on the other hand, they're not the most comfortable way to go. The windows are open, and there's no air conditioning, of course, and you smell the fumes. They make frequent stops, which is all okay, but the hardest part is when the Jeeps are full, and that's most of the time. They are really full, and you're packed in like sardines, like sardines. And until people start getting off at their respective stops, you will be quite uncomfortable. And to begin with, they're not built to accommodate American or Western-sized people in general. Filipinos are a bit smaller than I'm American, or even Europeans or Westerners. So most of us are really uncomfortable riding the Jeeps. But if it's not too crowded, it's actually a fun way to go. You know, you feel the rumble. You have the wind blowing in your face. People are normally very friendly. I've heard of people losing not losing their wallets, but getting their wallets or valuables stolen on jeepneys, but I think that would be more in the big cities, not in this area. Although, certainly could happen. I once lost a Samsung cell phone on a Jeep, but I'm sure it was not stolen. It was my own negligence. I had a pair of pants with shallow pockets, and I'm sure it just fell out as I was exiting the Jeepney, and probably none of the other passengers noticed until the Jeep was well on its way and it couldn't be returned to me. Because I have had times when I left something somewhere and people would run after me to return it. This is the Olongapo Cemetery. I'm gonna get better shots of it in a future video because it is an Olongapo landmark. And on All Souls Day it is very, very crowded. We'll talk about All Souls Day in another video. It's a very important day in the Philippines, November 30th. People go to the cemeteries to literally spend the day with their departed loved ones. And it's a very nice concept. Excuse me, I'm sorry, it's not November 30th. It's November 1st. Halloween is October 31st. The day after is All Souls Day in the Philippines. This is a self-serve gas station, which is not common at all in the Philippines. I like going there sometimes to fill up my gas tank by myself. And this is Bay Point Hospital, which you may have read about or seen pictures of online. It's not a hospital on the level of the major hospitals in Manila. If you were going to have something really serious done, something big, you would want to go to one of the big hospitals in Manila, like Makati Medical Center, St. Luke's. There are Medical City. There are others that are quite good, and meaning world class. I mean, these are very good hospitals. Bay Point is maybe a mid-level hospital. They can do lots of stuff, but certainly like major surgery, you might want to go somewhere in Manila. And it's good for emergencies. Here's a barber shop. I think it recently opened. During the base days, this building here was the medical dental clinic. It wasn't a hospital. It was a naval medical dental dispensary. The hospital, the naval hospital, was nicknamed Jungle General because it's all the way in Subic Point. Sorry for my